Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Mary and I help you build a successful online business. Now, if you're a coach, a startup entrepreneur, or a service provider, this is going to be the best place for you to grow and scale your successful online business. Now, in today's video, we're going to be talking about the 3 ways that you can build your Instagram following if only you have 100 followers. So follow along. So number 1 is obviously posting content. Now, I'm sure you've heard this so many times. Everyone's talking about content, but what does that actually mean? Now, at the start of your journey, you're probably going to be like, oh, I can't post this content. This is not great. You're going to go back and forth. You're going to be deleting content. You're going to be creating content. And then you're going to stop for a little while because you're like, this isn't happening. This isn't working. And I would just say, just create content and don't stop at that. Because at the start, especially if you've got 100 followers, no one really knows your brand, and that's okay. But you've got to keep creating content. You've got to keep posting content. And that should be one of your main priorities, especially at the start, because the way that you're going to build your brand is if you're going to be consistent with your content. Now, when you're posting content, you can either post 3 to 4 times a week or 3 to 4 times a day. Now, depending on how much time investment you have, how much money you have, or kind of how you're actually going about creating the content. At the start, it doesn't really matter about the quality. Of course, there should be a level of quality, but at the end of the day, it comes down to quantity. And that's what you kind of got to keep iterating to yourself when you are starting out. Now, at the end of the day, you can get in your own way and say, hey, I can't post this content because this is not aligned with my brand. But at the end of the day, what I tell my students and what I tell everyone that I coach as well is that at the end of the day, you're going to look back and think, oh, I can't believe I actually created that content. But I would just say keep creating the content because it's going to keep growing your brand. So as you're creating more content, you're actually going to get better at creating content, and that's going to help you further along your journey as well. Now, if you're wondering what kind of content to create, please watch my last video here where I talk about the types of content that you can use to convert your followers into paying clients. Number 2 is asking in the DMs. Your DMs is probably going to be the best ways for you to interact, engage, and network with your community, with your people. You can go into your followers and then just ask them a couple of questions, or you can go into your competitors' followers or your niche followers and just kind of engage with them. Just see who's commenting on whose posts, comment back or go into their profile, just see what they're doing. And just ask engaging questions. You don't need to sound salesy at the start. Please do not pitch your product or service, but rather ask them an engaging question. And that's going to really help you grow your brand because it's going to tell your audience and yourself that you are capable of doing this. And when you're creating that conversation, when you're creating that relationship, it's going to be a lot easier for you to bring more value to this customer, to create more trust, and to also create another follower into your page. Now, the last thing is to actually get a coach. Now, if I were to go about and do it again, I would actually invest in a coach, come up with a strategy, and kind of get out of my own way. I know, especially at the start, creating content can be so daunting. It can be so overwhelming, and you don't understand it. You're like, I don't want to do this. I don't know what captions to create. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to post. And there's so many questions that pop up, rather all these pesky little noises that come up in your mind. And you really want to just share content authentically. And getting a coach that is aligned with something that you're doing, so someone that is doing something that you're wanting to do, further along with you, further along than you, is probably going to be the best way for you to get a coach and to find a strategy. Now, I would say find a coach that's doing something that you're wanting to do, because at the end of the day, if you're getting someone that has 38 years of experience but has no experience in the digital space, they're going to say, I have no idea what you're talking about and I have no idea what you're saying, or they're going to think it's not going to work. And for me personally, I don't think that's going to help you build your brand. Rather, that's going to keep you more fears and more doubts about what you're doing. So always trust your gut. Go with someone that has the experience or that has gone further down the track than you as well. So I hope you guys take this into consideration and help you build your brand and grow your followers. And yeah. Now, in my next video, I'm going to be talking about how to drive traffic into your website, into your online store, or your funnel. And this is going to be a great way for you to learn how to actually convert those followers that come into your online store. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. And just to summarize it up, Number 1 is to post content consistently and with value. Number 2 is to engage in the DMs. This is outreaching to customers, to potential customers, and collaborating with people across your space as well. And number 3 is actually hiring a coach or coming up with a strategy that's going to help you elevate your game, elevate your social media strategy in order to get results from the get-go, as opposed to waiting for something to happen. Again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.